I want to thank you in advance for letting me have this valuable time of yours. Just want to take just a few minutes of your time to explain the phenomenon for what you see in this PowerPoint presentation. Yep, my name is David Richardson. You see my picture on the screen. I left that there just so you can introduce myself to you and also to talk about this phenomenal of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, well, been around for some time because of had we known, you and I, that we could have invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2010 and had a net worth of about over $72 million in 2017, most likely, I know I would have invested and or bought Bitcoin. Now the phenomenon is here and Bitcoin is growing worldwide. And I do say worldwide, there are 32 countries that presently are using Bitcoin. 32 countries. Now imagine you having all of the currency of all 32 countries just floating around in the air, and you could just reach up and pull out any piece of currency you wanted and sold it from one country to another and double up on the sale. Well, that's what this phenomenon is really all about. How can you get involved? You can enroll free. And that's what this presentation is about, for you to buy Bitcoin, of course, but enroll before you buy the Bitcoin. Yep, once you enroll or register, and I'm going to use the term register because it's better than enroll. Registration is what you do when you want to accomplish something or change something, okay? So this process here is where you can register. You can get information about it, and all that's presented on this particular slide. My Bitcoin info video will give you the details as to how to invest in Bitcoin. I have on the screen in red said buy Bitcoin. You can get that through Coinbase, which is the best way to buy Bitcoin or invest in Bitcoin through Coinbase. You want to refer the process to as many people as possible. The more people you refer Bitcoin to, the more money you're going to make. Well, if you just bought the Bitcoin and then didn't do anything about it, you would make money, of course. But if you refer some people to the process, you would double up on your earnings. I'm going to show that to you shortly, but first, to let you know how to get started in this process is simply to register at bitcoinreferralconnection.com. That's right there on the screen in the second red button, bitcoinreferralconnection.com. You want to register in this process in order to take advantage of the process. Now, my Bitcoin info video is detailed videos, not just one video, but as many videos actually as you like, because you can go from one to the other, and each one of the videos is explaining to you the process of Bitcoin. Now, BitConnect is where you want to make sure you pay attention to BitConnect, because BitConnect is going to give you the double earnings. And I said that again, BitConnect will give you the double earnings. To get to BitConnect, Bitcoin Referral Connection will take you directly to BitConnect. There you're going to register and you're on your way. Then you can get your Bitcoin. You can also buy Bitcoin directly through a BitConnect, and you perhaps want to do that. Like I said, you can double up on your earnings. Now I'm going to continue with this process. Again, my name is David Richardson, as my pictures are on the screen. Bitcoin images is what you see here. These are the various images of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will, well, it'll change your life. I'm going to say it again. You and I invested $100, just $100, and did nothing else from 2010 up until the end of 2017. We would have had a net worth of over $72 million. It is simply amazing. So now, just to explain that, let me show you this. These persons, if you're living in America or even outside of America, you may recognize them, but it's kind of hard if you in America not recognize the people that you see on the screen. Two of them has been president of the United States. The gentleman has been president, and the ladies have been the first lady of the United States of America. Had either one of you invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2010, you would have been worth $72 million at the end of 2017. Today is January 5th of 2018. So you would have ended just 6 days ago you would have been worth $72 million just by investing $100. I'm going to show you some information as we proceed in this process to show you what you can do if you invest as much as up to 30,000. And it's unbelievable what the Bitcoin is doing worldwide. And I do say worldwide because presently over 32 countries are using Bitcoin, and those who are not using Bitcoin are starting the process. Most of the states within the United States are using Bitcoin. I did understand that one of the states in the United States don't use Bitcoin, but whatever the persons are, whoever the persons are that living in the state that does not use Bitcoin, get in contact or make sure you register. Register at Bitcoin Referral Connection, and you don't have to worry about it, because one thing is for sure: no government, no individual within the governments, no individual outside of the governments, no group of individuals, no one control Bitcoin except you. You control Bitcoin at all times. You control Bitcoin, and that's something that you have to understand. And don't let anyone dictate to you or tell you what you cannot do, because again, now $100 just 7 years ago would have been worth $72 million at the end of 2017. And I don't know what individual would have that kind of influence over you to tell you what you can do and what not you do with your money. That's unheard of. Persons that do that. Anyway, I'm going to go on now. Here's Bitcoin. This is what I was talking about. Take $100. Make sure you watch the error. And I'm going to explain this because there are several pages like this in the presentation. Well, let's say $100 invested on January 5th, today, of 2018, and you held it and did nothing else until January 5th of 2019. You would have $10,194 made in the process. You could have taken out $1,781.43 as a cash withdrawal. Okay, your total investment of $100 would have given you a yield of $11,876.26. That's why you want to pay attention to this process. On the right side of the screen, you see a blue pay card. That's a Big Pay Visa card, where you can make the withdrawals that we're talking about in this process. And your $100 is in red. Your $100 bought today, Bitcoin, or invested today, would have given you a yield of $10,194.83. Total investment, even though you're going to make a withdrawal, you would have had a total of $11,876. If you do nothing, like we did earlier, we're showing you that $100 doing nothing, but it invested, it goes later. Now, what we're talking about here is a compound interest rate. According to Albert Einstein, is credited to say that compound interest rate is the eighth wonder of the world. Isn't that amazing? Eighth wonder of the world. And you and I, or he who understand the process of compounded interest, will earn it. He or she who does not understand compounded interest will pay it. I would rather earn it than to pay it. What we need in this process is get an understanding of the whole process. And I don't know if you ever played the lottery. Just recently, the lotteries and the several lotteries around the world, as they were, been a bit whole lot of money trying to win a whole lot of money. Here we can take a little bit of money and gain a whole lot of money, put the money right back into the process, be the lender instead of the borrower. We didn't establish that process. It is more best to lend than it is to borrow. You don't want to be a borrower. A borrower cannot use a compounded interest process. Like the lender are the one, and that's what this process is really based on. Make sure you visit my Bitcoin info video, and then you want to register at Bitcoin Referral Connection in order for you to be the lender. You're going to lender, and the lender doubles up on monies that a borrower would have. Okay, so we're going to continue this process. Again, let's take $500. $500 invested on it using compound interest. $500 invested today, January 5th, 2018. But at the end of January, or on January the 5th of 2019, your $500 investment or purchase would have yielded $50,969.13. Isn't that amazing? And you could have a withdrawal of over $8,000, $8,906.28. But your total investment, had you didn't take the cash out, you would have had $59,375.41. Now let's talk about the $8,906. In the United States of America, that would be taxable on if you take it out in the process. Now you see the Big Pay Visa card that comes out, of course, and then you got to pay tax on the $8,000. But now your gain of $50,969.13, you would have to pay tax on that. You don't have to pay tax on the $8,000 that you took out. So your $50,969 is still in your hand. It's not being taxed. It's not in the bank. It's in your hand. And we're going to talk about the Bitcoin in your hand as opposed to being in the bank, because you are going to become your bank once you invest or purchase or sell Bitcoin. You are the banker. No one controls it but you. There's a scripture in the Bible talks about in the book of Job, in the 40th chapter, the 14th verse, that God is letting Job know that your right hand can save you. But now, this Bitcoin phenomenon throughout the 32 countries in the world, the bank is in your hand. Your money is always in your own control, in your hand, and you can transfer it from your hand to someone else's hand, and someone else's hand can transfer it back to you. But the process is you're going to gain a yield on the compound, using the compound interest that Einstein is talking about being the eighth wonder of the world. And it is a true fact that if you understand that principle, you earn compounded interest. If you don't understand the fact, then you pay compounded interest. Again, this is $1,000. If you invest $1,000 in a Bitcoin from January 5th today until January the 5th of 2019, you would have earned $101,000 off a $1,000 investment, $101,932.63. You could take cash out as much as $17,000 in the year, of $17,811.64. So your total earnings off of a $1,000 investment will be $118,744.27. Now that is phenomenal. Yep, you have to pay tax on the $17,000, but when you look at the tax table, and you can go to irs.gov and type into the search engine tax table and see what the tax would be on $17,000. It'd be very small, very small compared to what your gain is on this process of $118,744.27. Well, let's go on and look at some more of this information as we go. Now, make sure that you pay a close attention to this and stop this video and play it over and over again and share it with us, especially your immediate family, because you want them to be a part of this phenomenon. $100 investment, you see what that'll do. Here's $1,000. You could take you and some 2 or 3 family members and raise $1,000. You could create an investment club within the family and create $1,000, and each one would benefit even if you shared it equally as your the representing $17,811.64. If you divided that by 10, and then you pay less tax, but you only would take out $17,811.64, and that would leave $101,932.63 for the family, for whatever organization or however you want to do this. I'm just trying to throw out some ideas. My name is David Richardson. As I said, how do I buy Bitcoin? That may be a question that you're asking. There's January the 5th of 2018. You buy Bitcoin through Coinbase.com. Just go to Coinbase.com, buy your Bitcoin. Coinbase.com. I left it on the screen so you can see right beside my picture, Coinbase.com, where you can buy Bitcoin using your browser or your iPhone, your smartphone, your whatever means or device you have for accessing the internet. You can buy Bitcoin, and once you buy the Bitcoin, you're going to be given then the connection for you to control your Bitcoin. They don't have your name. They don't have any number for you. They're going to assign you your identification for your Bitcoin, and only you have control of that identification. They're going to give you identification for just you, and only you have it. You can control it. No government, no individual, no individuals in the government can control it. You in total control. Again, we're going to show you now, if you're living in the United States, you do have to pay tax on the monies that you take out of your Bitcoin. Buy the Bitcoin, you can go to bitcoin.com and also get information about this phenomenon. But now what this process is for you to understand BitConnect. BitConnect is where you're going to be able to refer and double up on the referral. So, but registration, in order for you to register, you want to go to the registration link that I'm talking about, which is bitcoinreferralconnection.com. That's where you want to register in order to take advantage of this phenomenon. All right, so again, I'm continuing on with Albert Einstein's recommendation, or what he's talking about in the compounded interest as the eighth wonder of the world. And if you don't understand that, if you do understand it, you'll earn it, then compounded interest, and if you don't, you'll pay it. Now here, look what 5,000 will you give you in between January 5th today and January the 5th of a year from now on 2019. Up $509,607.48. Isn't that amazing? For $5,000, you and five members, or you and five people, or you with your alone, doesn't really matter. We're talking about the yield, okay? You can take out $89,039.64 and still have fun. Yet you pay tax on $89,000 if you're in America. If you're outside of America, I don't really know that law, but I do know within the United States, and having an accounting degree or degrees as it is, and having already been in the tax professional business since 1968, I can tell you you have to pay tax on the 89,000, but don't worry about that. It's only a means for you to enjoy what we have in this great country. Okay, so your $509,670.48 is what you're going to yield. Your total yield, if you don't bother, the 89,000 will be $593,730.12 off of a $5,000 investment from January the 5th today until January the 5th of 2019. You're going to use the BigPay in order to make your withdrawals, or you can pay cash, or you can buy a card, you can buy whatever you want to buy. You buy your groceries, take your family out to dinner, whatever you want to, because you got a Visa BigPay card. Now you notice on the left hand side, these are the Bitcoins and how your Bitcoins look. And Bitcoins look a different way, and different countries have different form of Bitcoin. But it's the value of the Bitcoin. And the BitConnect Bitcoin, it had like $763 billion worth of Bitcoin. 763 billion. 763 billion. Imagine that. Well, you should look what your value is in just 1 year. Your value in 1 year was, in this particular example here, depositing $500. Your value is $593,730.12. That's just you. Multiply yourself times all the people in the world, 7 billion people in the world. Okay, let's take a step up. Use 10,000. This example is showing you what 10,000 will yield. This is a $10,000 investment. If you invest $10,000 on January the 5th today, and you let it stay until January the 5th of 2019, you would have $1,019,345.29. It's right here. We just follow the red arrow. And this is based upon the compound interest rate table. But when you do that, put in the 30,000, invest, 10,000 at the rate 1.5%, 365 days, your yield is $1,019,345.29 off a $10,000 investment. Well, you just saw what we had all back previously, right? If you had put in at least $100, you would still have enough to put in 10,000 just to roll it back in. You lend it direct back to BitConnect, and BitConnect's going to take it out and reinvest it. So instead of investing $100, you take at the end of the period of 1 year, from January the 5th today until January the 5th of 2019, and you roll your $10,000 right back into BitConnect. And BitConnect takes your $10,000, and on January the 5th of 2020, you're talking about now having $345.29. You see the principle? But if you use the process here, the example what I'm giving you here, if you invested $10,000 and you took out $178,119.78 to buy yourself a new home, a new car, something of that nature during this 1 year, you still would have to pay tax minus all the expenses and deductions that you may have. Now, this new business or new law within the United States, and it really enable you to have and require you actually have a business to pay less tax. The new tax bill is designed for businesses, corporations, and big businesses are the one that's benefiting, we say, and it also they say going to stimulate the economy by hiring people with this tax savings. I don't know about that, but nevertheless, I'm not going to get involved. I'm just talking about you and I. If we were to invest this money right back in, this 10,000, and we could take out 178,000 and run our own business. Well, the expenses that we incur from running our business, we wouldn't have to pay tax on those. We subtract those from 178,000. We pay less tax, but we still would then be running our own business off of our investment with the money in our hand and keeping our records to show that what we've done with the $178,119.78. We pay tax on it minus the expenses and deductions. We're going to go on and I'll talk about that later. Let's go and see now. Well, let's talk about it. $1,187,465.07. That will be your total earnings off of the $10,000 investment. Keep that in mind because the $1,019,345.25 that you see, that's what your principal amount, but that's what it would go to. But you can withdraw $178,119.78. If you don't do that, I'm saying don't withdraw anything back out, you would have $1,187,465.07 all total within that period of time of 1 year. If you just deposited $10,000 into the Bitcoin. So to see what a phenomenal it is for the family, for you and your family who may not have had at the end of 2017, you may not have had $1,187,465.07 in your hand. I didn't say in the bank, it's in your hand because the Bitcoin monies are in your hand. You're in control of all the monies. That's how the Bitcoin works. So at my Bitcoin info video, that's what's going to give you all the information that you need. There's a phenomenon that's getting ready to take place with BitConnect, and BitConnect is where you want to go and make sure that you refer as many to as possible and register. So make sure you register. Go to Bitcoin and register. Bitcoin Referral Connections.com. Bitcoin Referral Connections.com. Register, and you may not be able to reap the benefits of this phenomenon here. I'm just letting you know how you're going to be able to grow by attending the training classes and courses that's offered by BitConnect. And this is offered on January the 10th. It's 5 days from there. I'm sorry that you won't be able to make that one because you perhaps would have had already registered for it. But nevertheless, go on. Here in conclusion, we're going to give you this matter just about at the end of the time of the BitConnect. BitConnect is where you want to refer yourself. BitcoinReferralConnections.com. That's where you're going to register with BitConnect. BitConnect has a registration requirement, and you're going to register with BitConnect at BitcoinReferralConnections.com. Once you register, then you're going to get your clearance for you to put your security information in. So BitConnect then will issue you, and Bitcoin issue you your identification so that no one will be able to impede your security and perhaps take things out of your account that they should not be taken out, because you should be the only one controlling that. All right, so here the file that I'm going to show you is the $20,000. Excuse me. If you were to invest $20,000 into Bitcoin, $20,000 into Bitcoin on today, January the 5th, Friday, January the 5th, until Saturday, January the 5th of 2019, you would have, yep, $2,038,690.60. That's what you would have. And you could take out of that using the Big Pay Visa debit card. You could take out, withdraw $356,239.57. And that may be a nice home with nice cars and whatever else you want to spend your $356,239 on, minus the tax that if you're in America that you would have to pay. But who's counting the tax? Because if you earn this kind of money, the tax is not a matter. It really is not a matter, whether you're running a business or not. If you got a process going to give you, which is the Bitcoin, is going to give you a $20,000 investment and a $2 million yield, that's pretty good. And that's what Bitcoin's affording you to do. $2,038,690.60, what you'd have in that year's time by depositing the $20,000. And if you didn't take out the $356,239.57, you would have a net of $2,374,930.17. That's pretty good within itself. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. The compound interest is like Einstein is saying, and I'm not an Albert Einstein, but my elevator don't stop on the 5th floor in the 10th floor building either, but it goes all the way to the top. Compounded interest is for those who understand it, and they're going to earn it if they understand it. All those who don't understand it should get an understanding to avoid having to pay compounded interest. In conclusion, here's a summary of what I've been talking about, and I'm going to let this stay. And what I close out, this is a summary of how Bitcoin compounded interest rate yields are. If you started on January 18th, January the 5th today on to 2018 to January the 5th, 2019, if you bought or invested these dollars, $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000. These would be the yields. Now look at the 30,000. That's pretty good. That's 3,562 total. $3,562,400.01. That's pretty good, and you could withdraw $534,359 out of that process. And I'm almost sure, I know I would, put a whole lot of that right back in the Bitcoin, so that someday I would have $6 or $7 million per year. That's what we're talking about. My picture's on the screen. My name is David Richardson. I put my picture where you saw Albert Einstein's picture, but Albert is right behind me, and he's the one, Albert Einstein, and he's no stranger to many of us. He's the one that's saying that the compounded interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And I tend to agree with him based upon what this Bitcoin yield is doing for all the persons in the 32 countries that are embarking upon this phenomenal. It's taking those persons in the poverty-stricken areas and raising them up to the penthouse that the other persons may have been living in. The next door neighbor who was in poverty last week can now be into a penthouse this week using this phenomenon. I'm going to close this. I believe I've taken up too much of your time. I don't know, but nevertheless, make sure you refer 10 people in your immediate family and have them to refer 10 people and have that next 10 people to refer 10 people and the next 10 people to refer 10 people and the next 10 people refer 10 people. If you're responsible for referring 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 people, and you're responsible for referring them to BitConnect, BitConnect is going to pay you a whole lot of money. The $3,562,400.01 is just one half of what you would have if you refer those persons. If you don't refer those persons, you're still in pretty good shape with $3 million. But if you want to double up on your money, make sure you take the advice that I'm giving you and refer at least 10 people. Oh, by the way, you see on the left hand at the bottom, you can enroll or you can buy Bitcoin with any form of a credit or debit card that you choose. Any kind of debit card that you have, you can buy your Bitcoin, or any credit card. If you have a limit of $500 on your credit card, go ahead and then buy your Bitcoin. And by the time the annual yield for your credit card to be paid, you will have a whole lot more money than you would if you neglect to do that. $1,000, $5,000, you see what they yield. So I'm going to close. Have a good day.